Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds of...
Prevention of diseases is better than treatment of diseases already. Prevention, in other words, is better than cure. You know, treatment to achieve a cure. Kasi mas magastos po kung nagkasakit na tsaka palang gagamutin.
Mga siyentipikong Pinoy nga ang kakayahang gumawa ng mga bakuna kontra COVID-19. Bakit nga ba kailangan bigyan natin ng pansin ang programang Vaccine Self-Reliance? Simple lang. Dito nakasalalay ang kinabukasan. Sabi nga ni Peter Singer na Special Advisor to the Director General sa World Health Organization, increased and distributed domestic manufacturing capacity and production often at the regional level will be required to ensure genuine security of supply for all. Many regions or countries may decide that domestic capability is about to shift from a nice to have to must have status. Ngayong gabi, ipagpapatuloy natin ang ating pagtalakay sa paksang ito. Vaccine self-reliance pa rin ang pag-uusapan natin ngayong gabi. Ito po ang inyong Communications Secretary Martin Andanahana. Welcome to the Cabinet Report.
Inaprubahan ng Food and Drug Administration ng EUA o Emergency Use Authorization ng mga bakunang Johnson & Johnson ng US at ng India-developed vaccine na Bharat Biotech Covaxin. Ayon kay FDA Director General Eric Domingo, ang mga nasa 18 years old and above ang maaaring mabakunahan ng mga ito. Sa kabila nito, kamakailan lang din na nag-apply ng EUA ang Moderna ng US kung saan inaasahan ng pamalaan na makakuha ng 13 million na bakuna habang 7 million naman ay tinabi para sa private sector. Sa isang recent report sa Amerika, naglabas na mayroong 7 kaso ng blood clotting na naging side effect ng J&J vaccine. Kaya't isang press statement noong April 20, sabi ni Yusek Domingo na magkakaroon ng guidelines ang DOH hindi lang para sa J&J pero pati na rin sa Bharat Biotech.
The requirement for approval is we should be able to see that the benefit outweighs the risk. So even if it is found later to be connected to the vaccine, yung 1 per 1 million na adverse event ay pa rin, mas matimbang pa rin yung 1 million na maaari nating protektahan kung nabakunahan sila dahil ang magkakaroon ng COVID kung 1 million, kung 5%, 50,000 ang maaaring magka-COVID at ang 2% na mamamatay nun, mga naman din, 1,000 rin ang maaaring mamatay. So we have to really weigh the benefit compared to the risk.
Tulad ng karamihan sa mga available COVID-19 vaccines, ang Covaxin ng Bharat Biotech ay mayroong requirement ng 2 doses at mayroong 81% efficacy rate, habang ang J&J ay may 81% efficacy average rate pero iisang dose lamang ang kailangan i-inoculate. Habang tuloy-tuloy ang inoculation ng mga bakuna sa buong bansa sa mga mamamayang nasa ilalim ng A1, A2 at A3 na kategorya, binuo na rin ng COVID-19 Task Force ang revised list ng mga frontline workers na nasa ilalim ng A4 Priority Group. Target ng pamalaan na simula ng pagbabakuna ng A4 Priority Group sa Hunyo sa oras na magiging available na ang mga bakuna. Dahil sa rising cases at second wave outbreak sa India, nag-impose ng temporary travel ban ang pamalaan simula April 28 hanggang May 14. Sinabi ni Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque na ang mga pasahero na nasa transit na mula sa India at pati na rin ang mayroong travel history na darating sa bansa bago mag-April 29 ay hindi sasailalim sa bagong restriction. Ayon kay Foreign Affairs Executive Director for Strategic Communications na si Ivy Banzon Abalos, ipinaliwanag niya na ang exemption ay hindi lang para sa mga OFW pero pati na rin sa mga Filipino citizens na nangangailangan ng tulong na umuwi sa bansa. tulad ng temporary travel ban hanggang May 14 ang itinatag ni Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte na extension ng Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine o MECQ sa NCR Plus Bubble, kung saan kasama dito ang Metro Manila, Rizal, Bulacan, Cavite at Laguna. Dagdag din ni Pangulong Duterte na sasailalim din sa MECQ ang Abra Province at ang Santiago City sa Quirino Province para sa buong buwan ng Mayo. Iklinaro din ang mga sumusunod na lugar na sasailalim sa General Community Quarantine o GCQ para sa buong buwan ng Mayo, at ito ang mga ito. Sa Region 1 ang Apayao, Baguio City, Benguet, Fugao, Kalinga, Mountain Province. Sa Region 2, Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya. Region 4A, Batangas, Quezon. Region 8, Tacloban, Region 10 Iligan City, Region 11 Davao City, at BARMM Lanao del Sur. Lahat ng mga lugar na hindi nabanggit ay mananatili sa General Community Quarantine, kung saan subject to the appeals sa mga LGU ang bagong classification ng Community Quarantine ayon kay spokesperson Harry Roque. Nabanggit din nito na asahan ang pagdating ng doses tulad ng Pfizer, Moderna, Gamaleya at Novavax at additional doses ng AstraZeneca at Sinovac sa mga darating pang mga araw ng second quarter. Isabel Vitangcol para sa Cabinet Report.
Welcome back to the Cabinet Report. Ang ating mga makakapanaya ngayong gabi ay mga opisyal ng Research Institute for Tropical Medicine o RITM ng Department of Health. Ang RITM ay itinayo noong 1981 bilang focal point ng research sa mga infectious diseases. Kasama po natin ngayong gabi si Dr. Celia Carlos. Siya po ang direktor ng RITM, at si Dr. Noel Macalalad. Siya naman ang Division Chief ng Biologicals Production sa RITM. Magandang gabi, Director Carlos.
Good evening, Secretary.
Good evening, Division Chief Macalalad.
Good evening po, sir.
Magsimula muna tayo kay Director. Director Carlos, ano po ang RITM sa konteksto ng usapin ng pagbabakuna dito sa Pilipinas?
Ang RITM po ay may mandate na mag-produce ng biologicals for the Philippines. We have been doing this for some time prior to the establishment of the institute. But this was under another agency. It was called the Biologicals Production Service, na minerge po sa RITM noong year 1999.
Naku, mabutit na simulan nyo na ang pagbabalik tanaw. Dahil ako ay interesadong malaman ang tungkol sa nakaraan, partikular na sa dati na nating pagiging vaccine producer at exporter pa.
In 1805 po, was the start of vaccine production in the Philippines when there was this Balmis expedition which arrived in Manila to produce the smallpox vaccine, 1805. And then 1887 to 1999 daw po, there were changes in the names and locations of the vaccine production facility until it eventually became called the Biologicals Production Service or BPS in Alabang already. So, yung location po nung BPS na yon, ang tawag ngayon doon ay PhilInvest Corporate City. Kasi po nabili po ng private corporation yung location niya. But unfortunately, when the property was acquired by PhilInvest, the production stopped. And the BPS was merged in RITM in 1999. Nabili yata ang property nung around the year before, 1998. And then 1999 na merged na po sa RITM yung BPS. So during that time po, nung transition na yan, walang production, which is a sad event po. Pero based on the other stories, in the 1950s po, the BPS or the Biologicals Production Service, 1950s po to 60s, were producing vaccines and exporting them. And these vaccines were mga DPT, mga tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus. Tapos they were also producing yung oral rehydration salt solution, yung mga anti-venin, yung sa cobra anti-venin po for snake bites. And ang support po noon was coming from UNICEF, United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund.
Magbalik po tayo sa kasalukuyan. Siguro maganda pong ipaliwanag po natin yung pangalan ng inyong ahensya, ang Research Institute for Tropical Medicine. Ano po ang ibig sabihin ng term na tropical medicine sa pangalan ng ahensya ninyo? At ano din po yung mga biologicals na sabi po ninyo ay mandato ninyong gawin o i-produce?
Pag sinabing tropical medicine, ito yung common na mga sakit doon sa zone of tropics, sa ating Earth kasi may mga zones, may temperate zone, may tropical zone. So sa mga zones na ito, may mga karaniwan o common diseases. Posibleng doon lang na nakikita. Kaya tinatag po sila o dinidefine as tropical diseases. For example, ano ba ang tropical? Usually, common dito yung mga cholera, mga diarrheal diseases, mga dengue. Usually, ang dengue po sa mga tropical areas kasi yung mosquito na vector po, no, hindi siya nag-thrive sa malalamig. Malaria, common din po yan na tropical disease. Kasi yung mosquito vector also does not thrive well in colder climates. So, naiipon po yung mga sakit na yon sa tropical zone. Yung namang biologicals, parang mga chemicals po yun na can be administered to people, such as vaccines, such as mga antibodies, mga immunoglobulins, to help in developing antibodies for vaccines, yung mga antibodies and immunoglobulins to fight an ongoing infection. Example po ng mga biologicals, aside from vaccines, yung mga plasma, convalescent plasma na tinatransfuse ngayon sa mga may severe COVID. Yun po. Sa rabies, pag nakagat ng aso, pag severe ang bite, may immunoglobulins din na in-inject, yung rabies immunoglobulin.
Bago ako tumungo sa next question ko, Direktor, gusto ko munang marinig ang inyong pananaw tungkol sa vaccine self-reliance.
Sa opinion ko po, pag sinabing vaccine self-reliance, yun ay kapasidad ng isang bansa like the Philippines na makapag-discover ng mga bakuna, ma-develop ito para malaman kung alin dito ang mabisa para magamit sa pangbansang program for vaccination. So magsisimula po sa vaccine discovery hanggang sa paggamit ng mga promising and effective vaccines into a national immunization program, which will lead to protection of the most of the population against infectious disease. Yun po ang concept po ng vaccine self-reliance.
Meron po palang ongoing project ang RITM mula pa noong 2018 na simula na nga sa pagtungo ng Pilipinas sa daan sa pagiging vaccine self-reliant. Pakibahagi po ito sa aming Direktor.
Nag-propose po kami and yung first stage nga po noon, yung pre-feasibility study with Asian Development Bank. And then depending sa results po noon, we will pursue whatever perhaps is recommended by the findings from the pre-feasibility study. The objective, of course, is to support the national immunization program so that there is an adequate vaccine supply and we ensure vaccine security and self-sufficiency. And then your second general objective is to have local production and capacity building for vaccine production to enable the country to reduce the vaccine costs. Kasi po medyo mahal ang bakuna, lalo pag imported po siya. So under po nung broad objectives na yon, may mga specific objectives which will cover facility development, yung technology acquisition, yung actual production of the vaccines, and lastly, capacity building. We are targeting a number of vaccines which are currently in our EPI. EPI means Expanded Program of Immunization, or what is otherwise called as the National Immunization Program, NIP. We thought of this because these are vaccines routinely needed by our children po, mga infants. For example, yung mga DPT, polio, Haemophilus influenza, mga Haemophilus, yun, yung mga yon, yung EPI vaccines, tapos hepatitis B, and the others which we included in our proposal is a possible COVID-19 vaccine filling facility, and then the purified Cobra antivenom facility. Kasi po ngayon, existing facility po for Cobra antivenom production ng RITM. And we want a better facility and expanded facility. Then perhaps if there is additional space for expansion to produce other biologicals and facilities for research and development. Kasi nga po, as I mentioned in my initial statement on vaccine self-reliance, that, in my opinion, should begin from research and development until identifying the final product and its distribution and implementation in a national immunization program. So, yun po ang component vaccines which we are targeting. And the project will cover a number of things po. It is a huge undertaking. There, of course, is need for acquisition of facilities in a property which we initially thought is possibly in New Clark City. Kasi RITM has no more available space to accommodate this facility. And we have, in our mind, designed a vaccine campus with minimum requirements such as the production facility, the animal facility, the storage and distribution area, and the quality assurance and quality control facilities. The animal facility po is quite huge because we need the animals for vaccine production, mga horse, mga rabbits, yun po, and mice. We need facilities to house all of them. So that's the initial investment po. Then after that construction, then we need to acquire the manufacturing capability. If the PPP proceeds, then we partner with a private company who hopefully can provide the technical assistance and the initial equipment and vaccine production infrastructure for the production process. After the facilities are installed, the actual process development and validation of promising vaccines will happen. And if successful, they will be registered, and if successful again, there will be commissioning of the good manufacturing facility that will hope to be established through partnership with the private company. So yun po ang plans natin.
Yun po ang ongoing project sa vaccine self-reliance ng RITM na nagsimula pa noong 2018. Sa pagdating ng pandemya, lalo na ngayong nahihirapan tayong makakuha ng supply ng bakuna kontra COVID, hindi ba nagbago ang plano para sa vaccine self-reliance project ng RITM?
When COVID broke out, we asked ADB if it is possible to include the COVID vaccine. And they agreed.
May idadagdag pa po ba kayo, Division Chief Makalalad?
Yun po yung aming proposal. At saka yun po yung tinitingnan ng ADB din. So ang maganda nga lang po sa ngayon dahil kasi nagmamadali po tayo, kaya marami na pong tumutulong na mangyari na magkaroon agad tayo ng planta for COVID-19 vaccine. For the long term, so ang tinitingnan po nga natin in terms of self-reliance ay yung pong ating bakuna for the National Immunization Program na dapat meron po ang bansang Pilipinas. So yun po yung long term na yun. Dahil ang pandemic hindi magtagal at sana matapos ito. Kung ito may magtutuloy-tuloy, so yung ating annual vaccination program, kung sasama siya at magiging parte na po siya ng National Immunization Program. So yun po yung tinitingnan natin in the future with the development of this vaccine facility. We are looking forward na magtulong-tulong po lahat sa ngayon. We all really need all government agencies to go together, also with the private entities or partners to help us in the endeavor towards vaccine self-reliance. So yun lang po. Magandang gabi po, Secretary.
Masaya po kami na may goal po ang bansa natin ngayon for vaccine self-reliance. Kasi po, dapat naman po na may sarili tayong kapasidad na mag-produce ng ating mga bakuna. Kasi vaccination is an important health program po in every country. And it will help prevent many of the diseases which are affecting the population.
Maraming salamat sa inyong patuloy na pagtangkilik sa ating tahanan at pagsubaybay sa mga kaganapan na nangyayari at sa ating tagumpay na natatamo dyan sa Indonesia. Hopefully, we will see you again in our next update. God bless.